Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shasa and I am here to bring you a fragrance review. I know it has been forever and a day since I've done one of these, but I really, I know I say this every time, but I really do want to get back into the mode of doing these more regularly, not only because it's something that brings me joy and is something that's kind of fun to do, but also because people have been asking for videos and I just think this is a really fun way for me to talk about one of my passions, which, as a lot of you know that have seen some of my other videos, is fragrance. So the scent that we're actually going to be discussing today is Cuir Celeste by Ex Nihilo Paris. And I'm going to bring the bottle in just a little bit closer so you guys can get a look. And we've discussed several other Ex Nihilo fragrances in previous videos. I've reviewed Midnight Special, Lust in Paradise, and probably a few others that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head. But today we're going to be reviewing this very special fragrance. And Cuir Celeste is part of a sub-collection within the line called the Visionaire Collection. And the Visionaire Collection references creatives and artists in different areas of different industries. So people that are not really working in the fragrance industry, but it's really an opportunity for the brand to celebrate these different creatives and their artistry and really bring light to them, and to also create something unexpected between two creatives and two opposing areas of discipline. So in most instances, in all instances actually, they'll work with this creative in an outside area of discipline, and they'll have them kind of team up with one of the Ex Nihilo perfumers to collaborate and create a really exceptional and interesting perfume. So with this fragrance, Cuir Celeste, Matthew Caesar was of course the source of inspiration here, and he is a French photographer, and he's always seen wearing the same leather jacket. And for that reason, I have my leather jacket on today. And this leather jacket is quite special. It's become very synonymous with Matthew Caesar's appearance and with his look. It's actually a vintage B-3 bomber jacket that was worn by military aviation in the European Air Forces at one point in time. And this jacket is very synonymous with his look, not only because of how striking the piece is, but also because he's had it reworked by a Parisian craftsman, and it's really just been, tailored to fit him perfectly, and it's really become just kind of like his uniform piece, if you will. Something that he wears daily. And Matthew Caesar decided to work with Quentin Biche, one of the more famed perfumers, I would say, from Ex Nihilo, and definitely one of the artists that has created a lot of big hits for the brand, like Fleur Narcotique. And when he was talking to Quentin Biche and really trying to convey to him what he wanted for this particular creation, he said, I want a fragrance that really has the feeling of a leather-tinged armor with a French haute couture sophistication. So something very chic, but also something that really kind of had this feeling of being very protective, almost like this leather-tinged armor, if you will. And I'm already wearing a little bit of the scent because I decided to make this my scent of the day, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more so I can walk you guys through some of the notes. And I love this scent. And I have to say, as a forward, I'm not a big leather perfume person. I do like a few leather-based fragrances, I would say, but if that's kind of like the dominant note in a perfume, it usually isn't going to be like my first choice. I can definitely appreciate leather fragrances, and I love the way they smell in other people, but it's just usually not my first kind of go-to note in a fragrance. But I absolutely love this scent. This is not your typical leather. This is really something to me that is a much more modern and kind of abstract take on leather. And this fragrance actually opens with a pinch of black pepper, so you get a little bit of spiciness. You also get violet leaf, which adds a beautiful kind of green floral effect to the opening of the fragrance. And then there's also something here called galbanum. And galbanum is an aromatic resin. It's a gum resin that comes from a specific plant, and this resin actually smells slightly bitter, slightly green, kind of balsamic, slightly kind of earthy, and it does add this kind of earthy nuance to the opening of the fragrance. Then in the heart, we actually see a little bit more floral, and that comes in the form of osmanthus. Osmanthus is a beautiful white floral that is native to Asia, and Osmanthus almost has this kind of apricot tinge to it, in addition to being, white floral. And it does have these kind of these facets as well that smell almost like suede. So I think that was definitely a brilliant move on, Quentin Bish's part to layer this kind of floral in that almost has this nuance of being like a suede, just because it plays so well off of what really is, the most important note in the base here, which is of course the leather. Going back to the inspiration for the fragrance, you have this very rich kind of supple leather in the base of the scent. And you'll also smell here notes of musk and then the earthiness of patchouli. This fragrance is not heavy at all. That's actually what I like about it. To me, it smells almost like it's like this very luxurious aerated leather. Or if you've ever taken, a brand new designer handbag or pair of shoes out of the box for the first time, and you just get that smell of very supple, luxurious leather. That is really what this is in a bottle. And I love it. It has enough weight, and it's definitely substantial enough to wear into the cooler months like fall, winter. But even right now, being here in Dallas, for the spring, summer, it's also perfectly suited. It's not one that is too heavy or too strong to wear into the warmer months. So it truly is, in my opinion, a year-round fragrance. And Cuir Celeste is definitely one that I would say is very unisex too. I believe all perfumes are unisex, but this one really does, from a very kind of literal, I guess you could say, perspective, has a very unisex vibe to it. You've got the richness of like leathers, and then, kind of the darker earthy notes like the patchouli and, the galbanum resin. Even the violet leaf adds a little bit of that green floral effect that could definitely go more masculine. But then I would say that you also have, the osmanthus and like kind of the other floral notes as well that play into like more of the feminine aspect. So definitely have a little bit of both here, and I would highly recommend this scent. If you're looking for something that is unique, that is definitely like a niche fragrance at its very core, this does not smell like anything else out there that I've experienced or that I've come across. And yeah, that is pretty much Cuir Celeste in a nutshell. It is available in 2 size formats. So this one right here is the 50 ml. And then this one right here is the 100 ml. 50 ml retails for $225, and then the 100 ml retails for $325. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this video. Like I said, I'm really gonna try to make it a point to start putting more of these out there on a more regular basis. It's something I really love to do. I would love to know your thoughts. Do you have any ex nihilo fragrances? Are there any that you love in the collection or that you would like for me to review? If so, please leave a comment below. And don't forget, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, please hit subscribe, and you'll get notifications for new videos. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.